Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. This is part 2 of my NAS build series. So, in the first part I talk about all the different choices with NAS and my thought process for why I'm choosing what I'm choosing. And in the second one, I'm going to talk about the hard drives. And the hard drives I bought were, well, I bought 3 Western Digital Easy Stores from Best Buy. These are very cheap drives. Cheap's not the right word, inexpensive drives. Normally, when you go out and buy like Western Digital Reds or Seagate NAS drives, Iron Wolves, they cost $260 to $300 for 8 terabytes. And occasionally they'll go on sale into like the low 200s. But external drives go on sale a lot more often. They usually they usually sit around $200. And they'll have sales for $150 or $160, $170. Usually about once a quarter they drop to $150. However, on this time around, there was also an eBay sale for a 15% off coupon. So not only did they drop to $150, you could buy them from the Best Buy eBay store at $150 with 15% off from there. So I ended up getting them for $128. My last one I got was a Western Digital MyBook that I got through Fry's through Google Express with a 25% coupon from T-Mobile. So that one was even cheaper. It was like $122. So those are the 4 drives I have. And one of the things you want to do when you're going to take drives out of the enclosure, which may or may not void the warranty, like it's kind of gray area with like the Magnuson Act. It's like they're not supposed to void warranties for modding, but what you're doing kind of is directly leading to the failure. You're putting a lot more stress on the drive than it was designed for in a RAID array or outside of an enclosure. So the first thing you want to do is take some tests and check the drive and make sure everything's fine before you take it out of the case, because once you do, you might not be able to return it, you might not be able to get warranty service on it, and that's the one thing you're paying for with those other drives that are more expensive, is you're paying for warranty and you're paying for compatibility and all that. These should work in most situations just fine. So, first thing you do, look at the enclosure, write down the serial number for the enclosure. Then, plug the drive in, make sure it spins up, make sure that it sees the right size, and use something like Crystal Disk Tools to look at the drive and see how many power on hours it has, if it has any bad blocks already that have been remapped, and how many spin-ups. I log all that into an Excel spreadsheet, and so that gives me some baseline. I also say where I bought it from, the model number, the drive model number, and I put in the external model. So that way I can match them later, because like I'm going to keep the shells after I shuck them, and then if I have a warranty service, I can just match the 2 things together, put it back together, send it back in, and hope that they give me a warranty service. But if they don't, oh well, that's the risk you take with getting drives this cheaply. But some of the tests you want to do is, I like to do just a normal like speed to copy test, and then I try to do a smart test, short, and then I try to do a full surface test. The full surface test on these drives is about 10 hours. So it's a lot of time, especially if you're buying a lot of drives. So you can kind of get away probably with less. Like you probably just do the quick test and pull it. And if you do it right, with you doing shucking, following some other guides on how to shuck without breaking the tabs, that's the best way to do it. I'm not going to create a separate video for that, but that's just how to do it. Some people just use knives and just like cut out the drive, but they're not going to get any warranty service ever for it. But yes, I try to test the drives, and like some people say, test it for 30 hours of continuous writes. And I guess if you already had an array and you were just adding one drive at a time, like if I'm doing a RAID 6, I'm just adding one drive to make a bigger RAID 6, then I could have that time to do it. But when I'm doing 4 drives at once, that's a lot of time to spend 30 hours on each drive. That takes me like a week to get a whole set of drives tested before I put them in. And most likely they're fine. So I'm going to test them, just do a full surface test, make sure that they pass. Then I can start adding them into the system, and that'll be the next video. Thanks for watching.